On Sunday morning, an Amtrak train crashed into an unmanned freight train in South Carolina. 2 Amtrak employees were killed in the accident, and it also injured 116 passengers. Robert Sumwalt, chairman of the National Transportation Safety Board, said the accident was caused by a locked track switch. The padlocked switch steered the Amtrak train onto a track where a CS6X freight hauler was parked. For more on this, we go to Steve Millies, retired Amtrak employee. Mr. Millies, nice to have you with us tonight. And can you envision this happening? I mean, was this predictable that this could unfold the way it did?
Well, first of all, we want to give our condolences to the families of the 2 courageous and dedicated Amtrak employees that were killed. That's engineer Michael Kempf and conductor Michael Sella. Now, a similar incident, a tragedy, occurred 13 years ago involving a Norfolk Southern train in Graniteville, South Carolina, in which 10 people were killed. The main line was aligned to an industrial track. But there are some differences. There was non-signal territory. Here, the signals were suspended.
Positive train control. Explain that to our viewers tonight.
Well, this is a system that's been advocated by both the Federal Railroad Administration and the National Transportation Safety Board for decades, and it's absolutely necessary to install it. Now, in this case, if it had been suspended, the same thing could have happened, but that shouldn't be an excuse for the giant freight lines that are pulling in billions of dollars in profit not to rapidly install it. It could have, if it was installed and the service signals were not suspended, it would have alerted the engineer of the danger ahead.
In the meantime, this seems like human error. What else would it be at this point?
It might very well be human error, but let's not rush to judgment. 3 railroaders were just acquitted in a case arising from the terrible Quebec disaster in which 47 people were killed.
Does this speak to the lack of commitment of infrastructure in our country?
Well, of course. Bridges are falling apart because profits are more important than safety. But we shouldn't use these incidences, particularly involving Amtrak, to attack a system of public rail transportation. President Trump claims his thoughts and prayers are with the victims, but the bigot-in-chief's proposed 2018 budget eliminates all long-distance Amtrak trains. He not only wants to fire thousands of Amtrak employees, Trump also wants to take away railroad service from millions of passengers, and this will be especially cruel to disabled people who depend upon Amtrak.
So, Congress, I don't hear the opposition party saying anything about this in the wake of these 3 fatal accidents that have taken place in the last couple of months. Your thoughts on that?
Well, these fatal accidents are all different, Ed. You should approach them differently. For example, the recent collision between a chartered Amtrak train carrying those congressmen and a truck in Virginia was a grade crossing incident. 265 people died last year at grade crossings. Those are tragedies. What we need is a massive infrastructure program, like a supersized work progress administration in the 1930s, paid for by the billionaire class, to get rid of dangerous rail crossings and to house the homeless.
Okay. Steve Millies, retired Amtrak employee, good to have you with us tonight. Thanks for speaking up.
Okay, thank you.